so adorable and don't really have anything to do with the comics this week. But look at them! Welcome back to This Week in Comic Candy News. Let's get started with my pull list. Would I love to have this chick's hair? And now it's time for Michelle's top 3 pick of the week. Coming in at number 3 this week is Battleworlds issue number 3. This is a fun one. You got 3 stories for the price of 1. The first story is called 1,000 Cuts, and it's Wolverine versus Wolverine versus Wolverine versus... I think you get the point. It's all the Wolverines that are spread out across Battleworld, and they're fighting each other to the death. And there's one Wolverine that is incredibly peaceful and doesn't want to fight. And can you imagine a battle between a bunch of Wolverines who can't die? You're just never-ending fights. The battle sequences in the story are pretty awesome. Aaron Conley did a fantastic job depicting the different fight scenes with the different Wolverines. Each one has their own little style of fighting. Really enjoyed that one. The second story in this comic is Fistful of Chongas, and it's featuring Deadpool. Now this is part of the story from 1842, which was the Western comic I talked about in the last episode. You have a cowboyish Deadpool riding a giant bulldog, fighting a dinosaur. You just can't top that. The last story is just a quick little snippet. It's just 1 page. It's called World War Ant, and since Ant-Man's coming out this weekend, they created a quick little comic of Ant-Man fighting Ant-Man, fighting Ant-Man, fighting Ant-Man. Literally 1 page, and it's pretty fun to read. My second pick of the week is issue number 13 of The Last Days of the Silver Surfer. I've been following Silver Surfer for a little bit of time now because it really reminds me of Doctor Who. I love the whole time and space travel, and this definitely has a lot of that in it, especially in this issue. It reminds me a lot of when David Tennant was leaving and passing the reins on to the next Doctor and popping through to different planets to see different people to kind of just check in on them and not really say goodbye, but just to pass the reins on. Got kind of emotional. It was really sweet. I enjoyed this comic for that reason, and also they tied it in pretty well for the Secret Wars storyline. Towards the end of the comic, the whole world is being torn apart, and he is racing to travel through time to try to go back into the past because the future is ending and the present is falling apart. And then he finds this little rift in space and he just goes through it, and there's just nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I don't want to tell you too much more about it because I really want you to read it, and I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And my number 1 pick of the week is Guardians of Nowhere. Now it's really only 1 comic, but I mean, you have to get Gamora and Star-Lord together. You can't separate them, so I got both of them. Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite superhero movie. I know that's a big thing to say, but I had so much fun watching it, and I still love it, and I watch it at least once a week. So I was looking forward to this comic coming out. It takes place on Nowhere, that giant skull floating out in space, and Gamora's there, Drax and Rocket, and Angela of Asgard, who is one of my favorite comic characters right now, shows up to try to destroy everyone because they left Nowhere. You're not allowed to leave that planet. And Gamora keeps leaving, and so she's there to destroy her, and the whole opening sequence of this comic was just a beautiful, beautiful battle between Angela and Drax, and I absolutely loved it. Read it like 3 times already before I started shooting this. Now Gamora is getting this weird premonition. She doesn't believe that Doom is the creator of this universe, which she is technically right. There was a whole other thing happening before this, so she's kind of in tune to everything that was happening before Secret World and before Battle World, but Rocket and everyone else is just thinking that she's crazy. I think that Brian Michael Bendis is doing a great job writing this comic. I always love the straight face of Drax and the crudeness of Rocket and even Gamora's attitude. It really shines through in this comic. And the artwork as well is just beautiful. The colors, you got the contrasts, and that fighting scene. I'm about to read it again right now. It's so good. I love Angela. I love that she is in this. So if you want a fun read, you enjoyed Guardians, I suggest you pick up Guardians of Nowhere. So that's my pull list and top 3 comic picks for this week. So as I mentioned before, unfortunately, I don't have enough room for all the comics that I own. So I decided that at the end of each month, I'm going to randomly select a couple of subscribers that have been commenting on my videos to give them the comics, so they will have brand new homes to people who will love them. So if you're interested in adopting a couple of comics, just go ahead and leave comments. Let me know what you think of the videos, or what you think of the comics, what you're looking forward to. I'd love to hear from you, and I would love to give my comics a new loving home. Now, San Diego Comic-Con was last weekend, and unfortunately, I could not go, but I'm okay with that. I came to terms. However, I had a friend that did attend a con and sent me some awesome footage that I'm going to share with you. So I'll catch you guys next week and enjoy the footage.